Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Hello, I'm here again with Hazel, and we are talking about knitting today, sort of.
I must admit, when I saw that title, I thought, yep, yep, she's finally lost it.
Yeah, well, you've known that for quite some time, though, haven't you? Um, yes, writing being like knitting, or like any craft, really, whether it's art or craft, whether it's painting, sculpture, knitting, crochet, macrame, drawing, anything.
Keep
Any
going. How many more can you think of?
no, I'm done. I'm done now. It's rather like any of those. Because in two ways. Would you like to talk about the ways start us off, really, Hazel, and then I'll keep talking nonsense?
No, no. No, well, when you said it, I was thinking, what is she on about? And then
Mm.
I thought about my knitting, which I brought. I only knit in the autumn because I can't be doing with it when it's too hot. And I knit one thing, which
Mhm.
is a cowl. So technically two things, because if I don't sew up the two ends, I've got a scarf. Um, I'm not very good. I won't lie. I drop stitches. I lose count. I have too many stitches, and then I have to try and correct.
Mm.
Um, but I've made a number of these, and a few, very select few of my friends are recipients of a hazel cowl. Um, and they're all far too polite to comment on the little holes that are there or the little odd shape of it. I'm assuming that they think it's just quirky. It's just a little quirky gift from me. You're thinking of the one I knitted for you now, aren't you? I'm
Well,
thinking,
I'm thinking of something you gave me. Oh gosh, where is it? It's round here somewhere. Give me a moment. I'll show everyone what you knitted for me. Where is it? Oh yes. It was you gave it to me as a Christmas decoration, but it's too cute to put away, so I keep it out all year
I've
round.
forgotten about that. Yes, a
You knitted
very
that for me, and a little tree decoration. What did it start out being? Gloves,
I,
wasn't it?
I think it started out as gloves.
And then you went,
Um,
yeah, that's not working. It's turning into something
so I
else.
made it into a I don't know if that's a, a a cat or a fox. I think it's meant to be a cat.
Probably.
Um, the
No, it
point
is.
is, I'm not very good, but the things that I'm making are getting better. There are fewer dropped stitches, there are fewer repeated stitches. The tension is getting better, so the ones that I'm making now are of a better quality. The point is, I enjoy knitting, and so I keep doing it regardless as to whether I'm good or bad. And it's the same with writing. Nobody starts off being the world's greatest writer. There's
Mm.
always a period of practice, of getting the words down, of doing it consistently, or at least semi consistently, every autumn and winter. Um, if I wanted to be a professional knitter, I would knit every day, probably knit every day and find knitting groups and people who could teach me things. I'm not really interested in becoming a professional knitter. Um, but I am interested in becoming a professional writer. And so I write every day and I talk to other writers and I share my knowledge with other people who want to learn to write
Mm.
because we want everybody to be better at doing it. And you don't get better if you put the knitting down at the first drop skip stitch, which would have been a really salient point had I not stumbled on the word stitch. I don't know what a drop stitch is.
Maybe it's like a comedy sketch. Drop skit.
Maybe it is. Is that kind of what you meant about
Yeah.
writing being like knitting, or am I just making it up as I go along? Because I'm a
Well,
writer.
well, no comment there. But no, it was a really salient point. It is about practice. It is about getting better and better and better at something. Um, the same as it is with any art, with any craft, with any activity, really. You could expand it to that. But also when you're knitting, you don't, when anybody knits, I suppose they don't decide, right, I'm going to work on this one thing, it's going to be an utter masterpiece, and I'm not going to aim to knit, anything else whatsoever. I'm just going to work on this one masterpiece all of my life. Well, you don't, do you? I suppose you start with a scarf. You start with something simple, and you do that one piece, and then you have a go at something else, and then you might have a go at, maybe knitting a small garment or a simple garment. You might then work on adding in different, more difficult stitches. You might work on increasing or decreasing things more to create different shapes. I'm trying to remember all the things my mother tried teaching me about knitting now. I'm running out of things I remember. So you don't just do the one thing and say, right, this is going to be my knitting, what's the term? Magnum opus. This is what I'm creating. You keep doing new things all the time. And I do tend to hear people say things like, oh, there's a story I want to tell, and I want to do it justice, and I want to tell it really, really well. And I say, right, okay, but I haven't started writing it yet, they say, because I'm not good enough. And I try writing it and it won't come out right. And I say, right, so what are we going to do about that then? And
So first tell it badly.
Yeah.
And then tell it well.
Yes.
So first make your shawl, what did I call it?
I don't know.
Cowl. Make your cowl with all the holes in it. And then the next time you come to do that pattern, you have fewer holes. And that's the other thing, is having a pattern to follow.
Yes.
In terms of we think we've hit on the planners and pantsers thing. Because you can just write and see what comes out. But it's always useful if you have a rough outline of where you want to go and where you are and where you want to end up. It's a good idea to know what you're knitting before you start knitting.
Yes. And when if you want to move away from the metaphor again, if you want to write something, if you think this particular idea I've got for a story that I want to turn into a novel, lots of people tend to think that that's the only thing that they're going to write. Yes. Everything they write is going to be about that, is going to be for that novel. Well, no, same as when you're practicing knitting or any other skill, you'll do other things as well. You'll practice you'll practice developing your skill on other things. You won't just do that one thing.
And the more you write, the more you find new ideas going, oh, what about me? Which can be a downfall when you're trying to focus on the one thing to get done. Shiny object syndrome. When you're, but it's worth making a note, because then you always have more stories to tell, more patterns to knit.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes one story that starts out one way ends up turning into something completely different, just like a pair of gloves turns into a Christmas decoration. Exactly the same thing, really, isn't it? Yeah. So I suppose in our rambling roundabout sort of way, like Hazel and I do, we're saying that when you want to write something, it doesn't mean you write that one thing and that's all you will ever write and that's what you're going to achieve. And then when you've done it, you've done it. What we're saying is you write something and then you write something different and you go over there and you have a go at that one and you try out that pattern and then that pattern and then that pattern, and you put things together, and you then all of a sudden you kind of look around and think, actually, I know what I'm doing. It's all about developing the skills. It's not about creating one single magnum
Perfect.
opus. You get there.
Yeah.
So there we are. That's our burble for today, isn't it?
It
Have we
is,
put
yeah.
the world to rights now? The world is all better now, isn't it?
I think we've got a long way to go before then. But this little section of the world is better.
Yes. Our little corner of the world is better now, and we can't do anything else other than our little corner, can we?
So yes, if you've got any tips that you find for keeping on with whatever project, whether it's knitting, if you know how to pick up a drop stitch, that'd be great. Thanks. Then yeah, please do let us know in the comments, because we're always happy to learn new things, and we're always happy for new ideas.
Absolutely. So we will see you again next week for a different topic. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.